So this is Mallory.
Hello.
And we've known you for almost 3 years.
Was it 3
Well,
years?
yeah,
almost.
No, it has been.
Yeah,
oh my God.
well, I mean, I think the last 2 years kind of,
Well, yeah.
it made us all feel like we were in Groundhog's Day a little
So
bit.
I guess so that's probably why I feel 2 years.
Right.
But it's really 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But-
So we originally met you at Chateau Lawn.
Yeah,
Yes, we
but we've
did.
just been so impressed, like watching your journey progress, like as a businesswoman, as a boss lady.
Talk about a girl that's
Yeah.
killing it in the wine game,
Yeah.
the wine industry.
Seriously.
This one right
so
here.
just tell us about you yourself and how you ended up in Georgia and all,
My
and then
whole
to here.
life?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I was born and raised in New Jersey. I literally lived there until I was 25. I don't even remember.
That's hard to believe because you look very young.
I know, everyone's like, you look like you're 17.
Yeah.
22 maybe. But I lived in New Jersey and I was with someone back then, and we decided to move to Georgia. My goal was always to move to Georgia because my family's here.
Oh,
my
okay.
sister's here, and my brother-in-law's here, and my nieces are here. My niece had a baby, so that's my great nephew.
No.
He is adorable, and he's talking. He won't stop talking, but I absolutely love him. He calls me Titi. Every time he sees me, he's like, Titi Mel, and I absolutely love him. I wish I saw him a little bit more, but service industry, you work all the time.
Yes.
But I came here mainly for family, and of course, I live in Gainesville, which is about 40 minutes. And Dahlonega is, I visit here. This is the first town I've ever visited when I came here, besides the town my sister lives in. And my sister always showed me Dahlonega Square. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but there's little shops in there. There's little tasting rooms also in there. Cute restaurants. Christmas
Dahlonega
time,
Square.
the Christmas time, you have to come. There are lights everywhere.
Really?
And people film it all the time. It is absolutely amazing. It's like you drive through even, and you just feel the Christmas.
Well, you gotta come back for that.
So Dahlonega is, it's wine country for northern Georgia, right? I mean, there's a lot of wineries in Dahlonega.
Yes, so from here, probably within 20 miles, you'll find there's always another one. 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away. There's always another one.
So now, what's your role at
Well, you hold a lot of titles.
So we want to
here.
hear all the titles.
So,
Like baseball cards, I collect them. So when I first started, I was just in charge of the host stand, so I was just the maitre d'. So that means that I'm the head host. And then I was a little bit of a floor manager. And then with about 3 to 4 months after that, I ended up becoming full-time. And then a little less than a year, I ended up becoming the director of marketing and public relations, the head of wine hikes, and the head of valet, along with my maitre d' title. So it's a lot, but and I know I have a lot on my plate, but I am very organized, and I multitask well, and I work on deadlines, so that's how I get a lot of my stuff done. And I think before even I got here, they weren't used to someone being so consistent. My staff, I adore them. They adore me, and every time I see them, they call me Miss Mallory. Even when we go outside and we're drinking, they're like, Miss Mallory, and I'm like, I'm Mallory, I'm out of work. Like the kitchen, they're like, Miss Mallory, and everyone hugs me. It's not just a handshake or a hi. Every single person hugs me.
That's awesome.
Well, I love that, and the times we have spent with you, wish we could spend more and move closer, but you have this like light about you, and you're so friendly and very sweet, and like I just feel like anybody would be so blessed to have like you as a boss. And like people know from working at jobs, like your boss can really like make or break your day, and so I'm sure they feel very blessed to have somebody that is kind and caring for them and cares about that they like their jobs too. Because you set an example, people are going to want to follow that. So I totally see that with you. Like you're just really setting such a cool example for your staff.
Call me. I've had people call me at 5 o'clock. I had someone call me at 3 o'clock in the morning because they weren't something mentally was not right. So they called me at 3 o'clock, and I was up with them on the phone, making sure they're okay.
Wow.
Because I know things happen. I know things happen at work, and maybe I could solve it right then. But I know things happen also outside of work, and things can carry over into work.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to be like, I have to restrain everything inside.
Yeah, I think we've kind of been trained as a society to be that way. Don't you a little bit? I mean, kind of like, okay, suck it up and just like, which I get to some regards. You can't come to work and be a crazy person. But it's also nice to have someone that's like understanding of like work-life situations and that like stuff happens in life, and like it's actually a lot more helpful to be like, hey, let's talk about it, and then help that person.
And I also think it shows that you care about people not only when they're on the clock, but when they're off the clock. Like it's that family thing that we were talking about. Like this is a family. And whether you're clocked in here or whether you're at home or in the situation, I'm here for you.
You matter to me.
And they feel that and know that. So
Cool.
tell us about the setups with the 2 restaurants and just kind of for people that don't know about Montaluce.
A lot of people don't. I didn't even know about it either. So Montaluce Winery and Restaurant is our main restaurant. So here we take reservations. It's highly recommended, but they don't have to, so it's not required.
Okay.
We do take walk-ins here. And then the Trattoria di Montaluce, which is right next door, they are walk-in only. So we advise, so we advise a lot of people to add themselves onto the wait list or call in to add themselves on the wait list.
So different menus?
Yes. So here at Montaluce, we serve lunch Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m. till 4:30.
Okay.
And then starting at 4:30, we serve dinner every day.
Okay.
On Sundays, like today, we serve brunch at 11:30 till 4:30.
Okay.
So, and then we have our Montaluce breakfast on there. We have some mimosas on there. We have biscuits and gravy, of course. Everyone needs the biscuits and gravy. We have blueberry waffles too. We have blueberry pancakes. But what makes Montaluce special also with our menu, we change it every season. So we're coming up with our summer menu coming in about 2 months. We're gonna get our new menu. So right now we're currently on our spring menu.
Okay.
And then the Trattoria has the same menu all the time, so it doesn't switch over at any time. The Trattoria is a more casual dining Italian restaurant. So we make our pizza doughs, we make our pasta doughs, we make some cheeses we use, and then we also planted a garden outside where we use the herbs into our foods as well. So everything is fresh. That's basically our farm to table restaurant. And it's literally right outside and in our vineyard. So you get tables right next to the vineyard. There's a nice fire pit outside if it's a little chilly. They have Italian music playing, and on weekends, weather permitting, we have our outside bar open, and we have a full cocktail bar.
Wow. So if people were like to be just like visiting here in the area, where would be like the closest place that they could like, I mean, there's probably Airbnbs, but like the closest place to stay?
The closest place, we actually have villas. So
okay, villas.
So our villas, they are on our property, but we're not fully in charge of them. They're rented out through a third party. Their prices are about $350 to about $450, depending on which one you purchase. Minimum 2-night stay. They hold up to 15 people, and you can rent it out through VRBO. And there's only 4.
That's awesome.
Like seriously, if you think about how many people could go in on that,
come stay on property.
A lot of people party.
I would be partying.
Weddings, they rent those out, and they rent out sun and moon too. So the bride's in one, and then the groom's in the other one, and they say hi to each other. They get ready in there. But if anyone comes here and takes pictures, you just have to sign a waiver, and then you're more than welcome to take pictures in the villas or by the villas as well. But just as long as you sign a waiver. But then there's a little village, a little neighborhood inside Montaluce's property, and those are privately owned, so residents actually live there, and then they come here, they get a resident discount. They also go to the Trattoria, get a resident discount, but they're more than welcome to walk off on our property because they live here.
That's so cool.
Yeah, there's a whole like community
people that live here,
like almost like a golf course community. They live on the vineyard and winery. Where
it's like living at a resort.
And they're beautiful houses.
That's our goal. The resort is our goal.
Resort, okay.
So we are building another restaurant. It's going to be called Glass Palace. So it's going to literally look like a greenhouse. So it's going to be for our events and our catering. But then once it's going to be a restaurant if we don't have any events planned over there. So during the day, it's going to be restaurant only. And then it will like if we have a wedding that night, then there's no restaurant at all. That restaurant will be closed down for that day. And we'll only have round tables there. So no square tables, all round. I don't really know of the details of that restaurant, but right now I know it's called the Glass Palace.
So who owns Montaluce?
Mountain Field Development out of Buckhead. So,
Gotcha. So that's like a development group that owns it. Okay. And then who's like the head winemaker?
Our winemaker is Craig Boyd, and he's actually not here right now, or else he'd be here. But he lives about 40 minutes away too. He lives more up north Georgia than I do. So he comes here. He's been here for probably about, I think, 10 years. So he's seen this place transformed so many times, and I've learned so much from him. He's like, oh, it's that time again where this happens, and this time again where this happens, and he goes, you got a nice crowd today off for a Monday, and he already knows like it's like habit for him.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you so much for sitting down and doing this.
Let's cheers this awesome Petite Verdot.
Yes.
Cheers,
Glad to
Mallory.
see you guys.
Thank you.
This is good.